The scent of roses and salt water fills the air as the bride stands before a mirror, veil trembling in her hands. Sunlight spills across her gown like liquid gold. Then, a spark. A small flame flickers on the veil's lace edge, catching faster than her scream can form. Panic floods the bridal suite. Assistants rush, voices tangle, perfume bottles shatter on marble. The planner stands frozen in the doorway, eyes unreadable, calm in chaos. For one haunting second, their gazes lock, not in fear, but recognition. The fire is smothered, the veil ruined. The bride's perfect day has just fractured before it began. But why does the planner look almost satisfied? What secret burns behind that quiet smile? What would you do if your own wedding planner tried to destroy your day, and you didn't yet know why? The ruined veil lies folded on the vanity, its edges blackened like the start of a curse. The planner replaces it without a word, her gestures too graceful to trust. Every apology sounds rehearsed, every smile too precise. The bride forces calm, wondering if this is stress or sabotage. When the planner insists they're behind schedule, something in her tone cuts like glass. Outside, laughter drifts from the guests' lounge, innocent, unaware of the storm building in this room. A single thought grips the bride's mind. Someone wants this wedding to fail, and that someone might be the one holding her bouquet. The bride steps into the ceremony hall for a final check. Rows of white chairs glimmer beneath crystal chandeliers. Every petal, every ribbon, every candle seems placed with precision. Too perfect. She runs her fingers over the bouquet, but beneath the roses, a sharp thorn draws blood. The planner appears instantly, dabbing the wound, whispering, "Perfection comes with pain." The words linger, chilling and deliberate. The bride hides her trembling hand, staring at the planner's reflection in the silver vase, a distorted face watching her bleed. A misplaced folder catches the bride's attention, labeled with her own name in bold black ink. Inside, timelines, guest lists, and a photograph of the planner with the groom at a party years ago. Her pulse stutters. The planner enters, snatches the folder, and smiles faintly. "You shouldn't be touching that." The moment hangs heavy. Air thickens. Silence burns. The bride forces a shaky laugh, pretending ignorance. But the truth has begun to whisper from beneath the satin surface of her perfect day. Music swells faintly from the courtyard. The ceremony is minutes away, yet the air feels wrong. Heavier, denser. The planner checks her watch, expression unchanging, voice sharp with control. "It's time," she says. The bride nods, but inside she's unraveling, haunted by the burned veil, the blood, the photograph. She steps toward the door, bouquet trembling, her heart split between fear and faith. Outside, bells ring. The planner lingers behind, eyes glinting as she whispers something under her breath. A name the bride cannot hear. The ceremony preparations unfold under an uneasy calm. The planner commands her team with robotic grace, clipboard snapping like a weapon. The bride watches from a distance, noticing how every order seems to twist convenience into chaos. Chairs misaligned, flowers switched, musicians redirected to the wrong song. Guests begin to murmur. The groom, unaware, laughs with his friends near the bar. Each mistake feels deliberate, precise, as though invisible strings are being pulled to make the day collapse. The bride takes a slow breath, her smile a fragile mask, and whispers to herself, "Not today." But the planner's faint smirk says otherwise. The bride approaches the planner, voice steady yet cold. "Why are the musicians facing the ocean instead of the aisle?" she asks. The planner doesn't look up, replying softly, "Perspective is everything." The answer, vague and sharp, slices the air. The bride kneels to fix a crooked flower stand, only to find wilted stems hidden beneath the top layer. Rage curls in her stomach. She glances up. The planner is watching her, not blinking, as though studying her breaking point. The air between them hums with something dangerous, something unspoken. Around them, guests laugh, blind to the quiet war unfolding. The ceremony rehearsal begins. The music swells, the wrong melody, jarringly upbeat. The bride freezes mid-aisle, heart thudding. Her maid of honor rushes to stop the track, whispering apologies, but the planner's expression remains serene, as though the mistake were art. Guests giggle softly, unaware of the sting beneath the laugh. The bride forces herself to continue walking, her heels echoing like thunder in the silence that follows. Every step feels heavier, her trust unraveling thread by thread. The planner watches from behind her clipboard, eyes calm but cold, like someone conducting an orchestra of destruction. A sudden gust of wind knocks over the floral arch, scattering petals like a violent storm of white and pink. Gasps erupt. The planner shouts instructions, voice calm but cutting, her hands moving with choreographed precision. The bride kneels among the fallen blooms, trembling, not from fear, but fury. The planner's eyes meet hers across the mess, and for a second, her mask cracks. Pain flashes, raw, human, quickly buried. The bride sees it. There's more than malice here. There's history. She stands slowly, whispering to herself, "What did I ever do to her?" Night drapes the resort in gold and blue. Rehearsal's over, guests retire, and silence finally claims the courtyard. The bride lingers by the sea, watching her reflection ripple on the water. Footsteps approach. The planner stands beside her, saying nothing for a long moment. "Tomorrow everything changes," she murmurs, eyes lost to the horizon. The words carry weight, not threat, but grief disguised as warning. The bride turns to respond, but the planner is already walking away, black silhouette fading into the moonlight. The waves crash harder, as if echoing the truth neither of them is ready to face. Morning light paints the resort in pale gold, masking the unease that clings to the air. The bride wakes to muffled voices outside her suite, the planner arguing with the delivery man. Through the half-open door, she catches a glimpse of a sealed envelope being shoved into the planner's hand. Her tone shifts from sharp to shaken in an instant. When their eyes meet, the planner's face hardens, and she pockets the envelope like it contains a secret too heavy to hold. The bride retreats, pulse racing. Who would send a private letter to the planner on her wedding day? And why did she whisper the groom's name as she opened it? The planner slips into a back hallway, clutching the envelope. The bride follows at a distance, her bare feet silent on marble floors. Inside the planner's office, she sees the woman unfold the letter with trembling hands. Tears blur the planner's eyes as she whispers a single name. The groom's. The bride covers her mouth, her stomach twisting. The planner's pain feels too deep for mere work stress. A framed photo catches the bride's eye. The planner and the groom at a gala years ago, his arm around her waist, smiles too intimate to ignore. The bride steps back, knocking over a vase. The sound cuts through the air like a confession. The planner spins around at the crash, eyes red but cold again. The bride stammers an apology, pretending to search for her lost earring. The planner's silence stretches. Then she says softly, "Something shouldn't be found before the right time." Her voice trembles beneath control. She sets the letter face down and leaves the room. The bride's eyes dart to it. A signature scrawled in familiar handwriting. It's the groom's. She reads the first line, and her breath catches. "I never stopped thinking about you." The floor seems to tilt beneath her. The letter slips from her fingers, landing beside her trembling reflection in the glass table. The bride stumbles outside, air thick and heavy. Laughter from the guests drifts from the poolside, too bright, too cruel. She can barely breathe. Every memory of the planner's strange behavior, the sabotage, the cold stares, now burns with clarity. It wasn't hate without reason. It was heartbreak reborn. The planner hadn't wanted to ruin her wedding. She wanted to destroy the man who once destroyed her. The realization shatters whatever certainty remained. The bride grips the balcony railing, staring down at the ocean, torn between fury and pity. For the first time, she wonders, who is the real victim? That evening, the planner appears at the rehearsal dinner, composed again, face painted with professional calm. But beneath the flickering candles, her eyes carry storm clouds. The bride watches her toast to new beginnings, voice sweet and brittle. The groom smiles, oblivious to the unspoken war. When their glasses clink, the planner's fingers linger on his. Too long, too knowing. The bride's heart twists. Every guest laughs. But she can hear only the soft tremor in the planner's voice when she says, "Some loves never truly end." The music resumes, the crowd sways, and between two smiles, a silent war reignites. The morning of the wedding dawns in uneasy silence. The ocean glimmers like glass, but beneath its calm surface lies something dark. The bride sits alone, eyes hollow from sleeplessness. She replays every glance, every word from the planner, every trace of the letter. There's no denying it now. The planner once loved the man she's about to marry. The knock on the door startles her. It's the planner's assistant, trembling. She closes the door behind her and whispers, "You don't know everything." The bride's heart tightens. The assistant glances toward the hallway and adds, "She lost everything because of you." The words slice through the still air, heavy with accusation. The assistant speaks quickly, fear trembling in her voice. She reveals the planner once arranged a wedding 5 years ago. A dream ceremony that never happened. The groom ran away 2 days before, leaving the bride humiliated, her business destroyed. The planner was that bride, and the man who abandoned her, the same man standing at the altar today. The bride's vision blurs, her breath breaking into shallow gasps. "You mean my fiancé?" she whispers. The assistant nods, tears gathering in her eyes. "She didn't just hate you, she pitied you." Outside, the church bells begin to ring, mocking her heart's unraveling. The bride storms into the hallway, clutching the edges of her gown as she searches for the planner. Her footsteps echo like war drums. She finds her near the floral arch, calmly inspecting the arrangements as though nothing burns beneath her skin. Was any of this real? The bride demands. The planner doesn't flinch. "Everything is real," she answers quietly. Even pain, for the first time, her mask slips, revealing eyes swollen from crying. "He left me without a word. I rebuilt my life with the very dreams he stole from me." The bride stands frozen, torn between hatred and heartbreak. The truth cuts both ways. The planner's voice trembles as she steps closer. "You think I wanted this? To plan the wedding of the man who destroyed me?" Her words fall like broken glass. She admits she tried to sabotage the event, not out of hatred for the bride, but to stop a lie from repeating. "He's not who you think he is," she says softly. "He can love, but he cannot stay." The bride's eyes fill with tears, every piece of her fairy tale crumbling. "Why tell me now?" she asks. The planner looks toward the sea and whispers, "Because I can't let another woman take my place in his story." The planner walks away, heels clicking against marble, leaving silence that feels endless. The bride sinks to her knees, gown pooling around her like a defeated wave. The truth is unbearable. Her dream was built on another woman's ruin. The assistant kneels beside her, whispering, "You can still choose differently." The bride lifts her head, eyes wet but resolute. No, she says. He will tell me the truth himself. Outside, thunder murmurs across the horizon as if the storm has been listening all along. The wedding may still happen, but now it's no longer about love. It's about truth. Guests fill the terrace, their laughter carried by the sea breeze. The bride stands behind the grand doors, veil cascading down her shoulders like liquid light. Her hands shake, not from nerves, but from knowing too much. Beyond the aisle, the groom waits, smiling. That same effortless smile that once belonged to someone else. The planner watches from the sidelines, her face composed, but eyes stormy. Music begins. The doors open. As she takes her first step, lightning flashes distantly across the horizon. The ceremony begins beneath a brewing sky, and somewhere inside her, a truth is ready to explode. The officiant speaks, words of love, and forever drifting over the sound of waves. The bride stares at the man before her, hearing the planner's words echo. He can love, but he cannot stay. The planner hovers near the floral arch, adjusting the veil's trail, her expression unreadable. Suddenly, the microphone squeals. Lights flicker and petals scatter as the wind grows wild. Guests murmur. The groom grips her hands tighter, whispering that it's just weather. But the planner doesn't look surprised. Her gaze meets the bride's, a silent warning or an apology. It's impossible to tell. Thunder rolls. The sky begins to cry. Rain crashes down like broken glass. Guests scatter beneath umbrellas, shrieking in surprise. The officiant shouts over the storm, but his voice is drowned out. The bride's veil flies loose, tangled in the arch's broken vines. The planner rushes forward, grabbing it, but instead of saving it, she rips it free with one violent pull. Gasps echo through the crowd. The groom steps back, eyes wide. The planner stands soaked, shaking, holding the shredded veil like proof of something deeper. You deserve to know the truth, she cries, her voice rising with the thunder. He left me at the altar once. Just like this. Chaos reigns. The groom shouts her name, trying to silence the planner, but she pushes past him, voice trembling with fury and grief. You think you can rewrite history with a new bride, she screams. The crowd freezes. The bride turns to him, searching for denial, but finds only guilt. His silence is louder than thunder. She whispers, "It's true." He looks down. The planner laughs through tears. He left me for her best friend, she says bitterly. The bride's heart splinters as realization sets in. She was the replacement, not the beginning. Around them, the storm howls like applause. The planner collapses onto the wet marble, tears mixing with rain. The bride kneels beside her, veil shredded between them. The groom's voice trembles, begging both women to stop. But neither moves. The bride finally speaks, calm but broken. You destroyed her once. You almost destroyed me too. Lightning flashes, illuminating all three. The past, the present, and the truth, soaked in the same storm. Slowly, she removes her engagement ring, placing it on the planner's palm. This was never mine, she whispers. Guests watch in stunned silence as she walks away, barefoot on the wet stone, leaving the man and his ghosts behind. The storm passes, leaving the terrace drenched in silence. Guests retreat indoors, whispers fading behind closed doors. The bride stands alone, her gown heavy with rain, her heart heavier still. The planner remains kneeling, clutching the ring as if it burns. Slowly, the bride approaches her. For the first time, there's no anger between them, only exhaustion. Tell me everything. The planner looks up, mascara streaked down her face, and nods. You deserve the truth, she whispers. The night around them hums with the weight of secrets finally ready to surface. The planner's voice trembles as she speaks. Years ago, she was young, in love, and certain she'd found forever. The same man stood by her side, promising a lifetime. 2 days before their wedding, he vanished. No explanation, no goodbye. When she finally found out where he'd gone, it was to a new city. And into another woman's arms. That woman was your sister, she confesses. The bride's knees weaken. The truth strikes like lightning all over again. Her own blood had been the bridge between betrayal and this marriage. The planner laughs bitterly. He didn't ruin just my love. He ruined every dream that came after. The bride stares at the ground, memories flashing. Her sister's sudden disappearance years ago, the whispered breakup that no one explained. The puzzle fits painfully. She said he left because of me. The bride murmurs, voice breaking. The planner shakes her head slowly. He used you to forget her. The words feel like poison. Silence hangs, broken only by waves hitting stone. The bride finally asks, "So, everything you did, it was revenge?" The planner's tears fall freely. "No," she says. "At first, yes. But then I saw myself in you." The same blind hope, the same mistake. "I wanted to stop you before it was too late." For it was too late. Lightning flickers far out at sea as the bride wipes her face, voice trembling but strong. "You couldn't have told me." The planner nods, whispering, "I tried. But how do you warn someone about a man who destroyed you without sounding mad?" Her laugh breaks into sobs. "I thought I could handle it. I thought professionalism would protect me." The bride kneels beside her, gently touching her hand. "You deserved better," she says. Their eyes meet, no longer enemies, but two women bound by one man's cruelty. The storm had washed away more than makeup. It had stripped them down to truth. They sit in silence until dawn begins to bloom. The planner's voice returns, soft and broken. "He promised me forever. He promised your sister the same. He promised you next." The bride exhales slowly, understanding finally settling into her bones. Then he promises no one again. She stands, eyes clearer than they've ever been, and walks toward the empty altar. In the distance, the groom watches from the doorway, regret etched across his face. She doesn't look back. The planner rises behind her, whispering, "I'm sorry." The bride nods once. "So am I." Morning light spills over them both, cleansing what the storm could not. The first sunlight paints the terrace in gold, erasing the traces of rain but not of heartbreak. The bride stands before the altar that never saw vows, her ruined gown glistening like armor. Guests whisper from the distance, unsure if the ceremony will continue. The groom steps forward, words trembling. "We can fix this," he says. She turns, calm but fierce, her voice steady. "You can't fix what you broke in two people." Behind her, the planner watches silently, face pale yet peaceful, as if finally freed from the weight of pretending. The bride faces the guests and says, "There will be no wedding today." Gasps ripple through the morning light. The crowd begins to stir, whispers rising like a wave. The bride lifts her chin, tears shimmering but unfallen. "You deserve the truth," she says to the guests, voice clear and resonant. She tells them about the storm, the letter, the betrayal that bound them all. Each word spills like confession and release. The planner lowers her gaze, trembling but unashamed. The groom tries to speak, but his voice is swallowed by silence. The bride looks toward him and says softly, "You didn't just lose me. You lost the part of yourself that could ever love honestly." The applause that follows isn't for her, it's for her courage. The bride turns to the planner, her voice gentle now. "You should forgive him," she says. The planner shakes her head. "Forgiveness isn't for him. It's for me." She takes a deep breath, eyes glistening. I thought I hated you, but I hated what he made me believe. That I wasn't enough. The bride steps forward and embraces her. For a moment, time stills. Two women who once stood on opposite sides of pain now stand together in peace. The wind rises softly, carrying away the last shreds of the torn veil that drift like feathers over the sea. The storm has ended at last. Later, the guests depart quietly, leaving only silence and salt air. The groom lingers by the doorway, eyes hollow. "I loved you," he says, voice breaking. The bride turns to him, expression unreadable, maybe. But love without truth is just decoration. She walks past him, head held high, her reflection rippling in the puddles left by the storm. Behind her, the planner gathers the ruined flowers, arranging them one last time, not for a ceremony, but for closure. The camera lingers on the two women, each reclaiming her own story from the wreckage of his lies. By afternoon, the sky is clear again. The bride sits by the cliffs, barefoot, watching waves crash below. The planner joins her quietly, carrying 2 cups of tea. They sit in silence, the sea breathing between them. "What will you do now?" the bride asks. The planner smiles faintly. "Plan my own life for once." The bride laughs softly, feeling something rare, peace. As seagulls circle above, she whispers, "Maybe this wasn't the wedding I planned, but it was the one I needed." The planner nods, eyes glistening in sunlight. Together, they watch the horizon. 2 survivors, no longer bound by sorrow, but by strength.